Okay, what's up? We right back for another video. This video is about Greek fire. Okay, as you see, stories of gods and heroes. Um, so this, I'm gonna always any book I go to, I'll show you what I'm reading out of. All right. Okay, is Bullfinch's mythology, including the complete text of the Age of Fable. Hold on, so you can see what I'm reading. The Age of Fable, The Age of Chivalry, Legends of Charlemagne. Okay. Illustrated. This is the illustrated edition, so you're gonna get pictures with it. And I only found this book for like what $1.50, $2, and as you can see, it's a very thick book with a lot of mythology in it from different areas and different continents. Okay, so we're on page 12, Stories of the Gods and Heroes. Chapter 2, Prometheus and Pandora. I was watching I have a visual for you in visual form. 111 just passed. All right. When I was watching the movie, I heard the word Greek fire. So that's a key word. So key word when you're reading something or watching something or paying attention to anything, you have keys to anything. So Greek fire, I knew it. I knew from mythology. Prometheus. I remember I had this mythology book, so I'm like, I can probably tie it in and make it make sense so you can understand it. Greek fire is what Prometheus stole from the gods, and that's what is in it was in the tube, and they placed it in the tube, and it's the tube that's in our back, which is the spine. The fire goes up and down the spine, as in sexual power, or Shiva power, which goes to the mind or the pineal gland. Okay, so I'm going to get into it so you can see what I'm talking about and also show you a visual of what I'm talking about. Okay, so we're going to give you a slight backstory, and then we're going to lead right into Prometheus. Here, some god, it is not known which, gave his good offices in arranging and disposing the earth. He appointed rivers and bays, their places raised mountains, scooped out valleys, distributed woods, fountains, fertile fields, and stony plains. The air being cleared, the stars began to appear. Fishes took possession of the sea, birds of the air, and four-footed beasts of the land. But a nobler animal was wanted, and man was made. It is not known whether the Creator made him of divine materials or whether in the earth, so lately separated from heaven, there lurk still some heavenly seeds from heaven. There lurk still some heavenly seeds. Prometheus took some of this earth. Remember they say we probably made of clay, so like clay, earth, or dirt, and kneading as in bread, 333 just passed, kneading it up with water, made man in the image of the gods. He gave him an upright stature, so that while all other animals turn their faces downward and look to the earth, he raises his to heaven and gazes to the stars. Prometheus was one of the Titans. Titans are before gods because gods are like the light. So they come from darkness. So right here, before earth, make sure you can get it. Before earth and sea and heaven were created, all things wore one aspect, to which we give the name of chaos, a confused and shapeless mass, nothing but dead weight, in which, however, slumbered in seeds of things. Okay? Slumbered, sleep. We're dreaming dreams and sleeping asleep while we're in this matrix. Okay? And in Tibet, they call it Maya, the illusion, which is the matrix. Okay, let's get back over here. Okay. Prometheus was one of the Titans, a gigantic race. That means the the oldest, like a gigantic, the giants here, here at this very time, like the great old ones, they say, the giant race, who inhabited the earth before the creation of man. To him and his brother Epimetheus was committed the office of making man and providing him and all other animals with the faculties necessary for their preservation. Epimetheus undertook to do this, and Prometheus was to overlook his work. When it was done, Epimetheus accordingly proceeded to bestow upon the different animals the various gifts of courage, strength, swiftness, sagacity, wings to one, claws to another, a shelly covering to a third, etc. But when man came to be provided for, who was to be superior to his resources, that he had nothing left to bestow upon him. In his perplexity, he resorted to his brother Prometheus, who, with the aid of Minerva, went up to heaven and lighted his torch at the chariot of the sun. Remember, the sun came later after darkness. Like they say in the Bible, let there be light. So there was no light to begin with. So light comes from darkness. So let's read that part again. Went up to heaven and lighted his torch. Okay, just like you go up the spine from your lower back, go up the spine. That's the fire, the Kundalini energy, the serpent fire that goes up to the mind, like the sun, and brought down fire to man. So he took the fire from the gods, and because the gods got it, the fire came from chaos. So he had to steal it back, because if he's one of the Titans were the parents of the gods. Okay. Prometheus, who with the aid of Minerva went up to heaven and lighted his torch at the chariot of the sun and brought down fire to man. With this gift, man was more than a match for all other animals. It enabled him to make weapons wherewith to subdue them, tools in which to cultivate the earth, to warm his dwelling so as to be comparatively independent of climate, and finally to introduce the arts and to coin money, the means of trade and commerce. As they will get to, woman was not yet made at this time. They just talking about the creation story as in mythology. But chaos actually is the actual woman. But I'm going to stay on task and focus about what I'm going to show you. But the fire really is the serpent, and the serpent is what? Because Lilith is the serpent and Eve. So these are mythologies to make sense of these stories in our lives. So that fire they're talking about is the energy that's inside of us that they stole from the gods, and our bodies are made from the flesh of Kingu and the blood of Tiamat. Okay, just like they have you in church doing rituals, eating the bread, which is the body, and the wine or the grape juice of which is the blood of the so-called Savior. So, but really, that's really simplistic, because they actually get in that same situation from the dragon, which is Tiamat and Kingu, when they made the people from their bodies. Okay, so I'm going to show you in demonstration of what they mean by Greek fire.
What am I talking about? I can't do this. I can't give these people Greek fire and influence the course of history. I can give these people Greek fire and influence the course of history.
It's a tunnel. It's a tunnel!
Okay, the tunnel. You got to look at your. All right, now this is symbolism. Now, everybody has holes in their body, but the hole we got to be serious about this. Of course, this is funny shit though. But the tunnel is your ass, or they say you get rid of shit. They call it, but it was called excrement. They call it holy shit because that which is left behind, like the dung beetle or the kepara, is around excrement or feces all day until it's so hot that it goes through such a deterrence that it turns into a kepara with wings. So the dung beetle changes just like the butterfly. Okay, just like the butterfly is warm in a cocoon, and then the dung beetle is warm at the pile of feces until it turns into a kepara with wings. So they're giving a demonstration. 11/11 just passed. Of course, I will. And what they're doing in this demonstration is opening the hole. That means they're going up the tunnel. She said, I found it's a tunnel. It's a tunnel. So it's a tunnel. That means whatever you clean out and they're taking the torch with them, as you're going to see soon. They're going to go up the tunnel. That means like Prometheus, he gave them the fire from the gods. So the fire is the energy that's raised. So they're going to go through the tunnel, and you're going to see how they're going to use Greek fire.
Give me a torch!
Hey, give me that one. Okay, watch out, let me go in.
Vous allez chercher Arnaud.
Get out.
Yes, get Arnaud. Go, please. Hurry.
Careful, boys. This is Greek fire. You can blow us all to hell here.
Greek fire. Now you saw it was like oil. So what I'm going to do is rewind it so you can see it, and I'm going to pause it. But that oil is what? Carbon, which is melanin, or they called it coltan before they called it melanin. So Greek fire was placed inside of people, which is the melanin. But in highly melanated people, it goes all the way to the pineal gland. The fire doesn't get caught inside the body. Okay, so the thing is, it goes into a place. That's why we get ideas and how the melanin works through us like that. And it's also something that I had learned from Bobby Hemmett, that the water passes the fire. And so since we're made out of 70% water, just like the earth is changing. So we're supposed to be drinking water. Okay, damn near inhaling water. I'm going to show you the color of the Greek fire.
Careful, boys. This is Greek fire. You can blow us all to hell here.
So as you can see, the substance, which is Greek fire, which Prometheus stole, was actually the melanin. It was a coil inside of a box, and the Greek fire is actually melanin, or carbon. Okay, that's why when Zeus was able to come from his parents, the thunderbolts or the lightning bolts he would use, that light came from the abyss, the darkness. Okay, so that's what carbon is. All right, carbon is melanin. Melanin is a coltan. Occult, that which is hidden. You can hide what? In the dark. Okay?
Careful, boys. This is Greek fire. You can blow us all to hell here. Smooth and easy now. No spills. Fire!
That's it. So, you betrayed me. You promised me Greek fire, and this is all I get.
Lord Oliver.
I should have had you hung
Lord
for
Oliver.
what?
With your permission, my lord. For more water, for more fire. For more water, for more fire.
So you hear it yourself. They're telling you with Greek fire, when the melanin is moving around, because chaos is always moving. Okay, so when you give it something to do, you can do it to a high ability. So he said, the more water, the more the fire. So the fire they had used. So if you put in more water trying to put the fire out, the water actually makes it more extreme. That's actually for melanated, highly melanated people. That's your magic. So they like I have my last video is called what was it called? Lead water from the tap, showing you how they poured lead on the alien and put water together and it calcified and it burst. So with this, it's not drinking water out the tap or out the out the sink. You're supposed to be getting you some water that's not drinking water, but something that's been prepared better to get all the bad materials out and is very clean. So I can't. All I can do is tell you do your research and find you some really good water, because your fire inside of you, you have to be able to control it. You can control it. Remember, it's an old saying. It says use be like water, because whatever water is in, it takes the form of whatever it's in. Like it could be in a cup, glass, a plastic bag, but it's still inside these items. So it's taking that form. So be like water. So drink you some water, and that fire it'll raise inside your body, and you keep drinking the water, and that's more energy for yourself and for your actual magic and power. All right, peace, ashe, niggas. Yeah, and I'm only doing this for my people. So when you see my videos, you know what time it is.